Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, born on the 2nd of October 1869 in Porbander, Gujarat, was the leader of the Indian independence movement and proponent of non-violence, which significantly transformed the way of expressing political dissents in the current century. Leading by example, he proved himself to be an exceptional individual. Let's have a look at some of his decisions, which made him a Mahatma. Yikes, dietetic practice. He believed in strict dietetic practice, and during his worst illness, he never consumed milk or milk-based products, even at the cost of being bedridden for years. Pro-poor sentiment. In South Africa, despite having scope of acquiring rich clientele, he limited his law practice only to represent those who were too poor to pay any fee. Salt for all. Upon his arrival in India, he needed to connect to the diverse Indian mass, and what better issue than to make salt an essential commodity for one and all. Indians found a leader who knew their pulse. Mass leader. His attire consisted of a single loincloth, and he preferred to travel general class. This captured the hearts and minds of common folks and resulted in massive mobilization of the whole population, which ultimately culminated in Indian independence. However, apart from the huge successes of his philosophies, there had been a few lapses in his judgment too. Contrary to his intentions, some of his decisions resulted in unfortunate consequences. Yikes! Support to World War I. After playing a significant role in sending Indian soldiers for British war effort in 1914–18, without any precondition, his hope was to create goodwill with the Empire to strengthen self-dominion status talks. But the British cold-shouldered the possibility after thousands of Indian lives were already lost during World War I. Support to Khilafat Movement. Gandhi's misplaced faith in uniting Indian nationalism and non-secular Khilafat movement proved otherwise. It resulted in widespread Hindu-Muslim riots, which sowed the initial seeds of a separate Muslim entity, Gandhi-Irwin Pact. He called off a mass agitation in 1931 due to a few stray incidents of violence, following which he signed a pact with Lord Irwin, which had insufficient British concessions vis-à-vis the demands. This greatly demoralized his cadres, and his idealism came under public scrutiny. Accepting partition proposal. Despite trying hard to reason with Jinnah over Latter's demand for partition, he finally gave in. And what surprised many was his reluctance to fast unto death, which had been his most successful weapon to win over opponents. Furthermore, under the terms of the partition, Pakistan was supposed to receive 55 crore rupees from British Indian Treasury. India had decided to terminate the payment, a move which Gandhi opposed by resorting to fast unto death. Finally, India had to pay, and the fault lines of the partition are still gaping at both the countries. However, credit must not be taken away from this great man, who perceived this world in his own saintly ways, which perhaps the rest of the nation failed to grasp. Hence, this led to his shocking assassination at the hands of a fanatic.